What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Billy, and yeah, I've been gone. I know I've been gone, and the explanation is rather simple, but it might annoy some people out there. But yeah, I've been gone because I just been too lazy to make any videos. I haven't really felt the need to make any, even though I'm still getting subscribers, which I'm not even sure are real. As I've said before, most of those subscribers might just be one of those sub for sub bots or whatever. So I'm not too sure of I'm not too sure of my subscriber count. I mean, I've lost my YouTube partnership, which I'm not too bummed out about because I wasn't making any money to begin with. I'm just more bummed out that I lost it, just because I felt like it was sort of a title. So I lost that, and apart from that, nothing really has happened except I would have to record. I've recorded some videos, but then I would end up scrapping the whole project because I just didn't. I hated it. By the time I finished recording it, I just hate it, so I just scrap it, get rid of the fucking script, delete the audio, and just overall just get rid of the fucking thing. And yeah, that's kind of what explains the whole absence. And I think that should about cover it. I don't really have anything else to say about it other than I'll try to get better. Even though I say that every time I do an update, I'll try to get better about uploading videos. I'll try not to slack off and get more videos out there. And I introduce new things that get my production up, even though it just doesn't end up helping. So yeah, if you guys want to, if you guys want to continue being subscribers, however many of you actually are human beings, then yeah, continue to do so. Apart from that, yeah, let's just get on to the actual video. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Billy, and today I'm going to be introducing a new series to start off the new year. And this series is going to be called Fandom Follies. And what's a folly to begin with? Well, a folly is just sort of like a blooper, blunder, mishap, overall foolishness. But what about fandom? Well, a fandom is pretty much just a cute word for a fan base. It's just a group of people that get together that like the similar things, whether it be a movie, a book, TV show, sometimes maybe even a video game, something around there. They all get together because they all like the same thing, which is pretty much what a fan base is. But a fandom sounds a little more, it makes you more proud to use that word than just fan base. So when you take both and you put them together, you get Fandom Follies. Or something else. Maybe folly fandoms. I don't know. So yeah, with this new series, I'm going to be covering a lot of things regarding fandoms, whether it be a person, a event, or just overall outrage between a fandom, and just take a look at it and just dissect it for the overall foolishness that it was. And of course, some of this foolishness regards some of the toxic people within the fandoms that they're in. So without further ado, let's just dig right into the first person we have on our list. The first fandom in our crosshairs is of course going to be the Brony fandom, or the My Little Pony community as I call it, because I just don't like using the word Brony or fandom. I usually just call them MLP fans, or just the MLP community. And I'll admit, I used to be a part of this fandom. I still kind of watch the show, not that much anymore. You kind of like, sort of like on and off of me watching it. So yeah, your OC sucks. What is Your OC Sucks? Well, I'll tell you what it is. It's a web series online created by a bunch of dudes who would get together and they would review fan art sent to them by their fans, because of course that's what fan art is. But this is different though, because the fan art is not about them, it's about the show. So technically, again, they're reviewing fan art sent by fans. And what they would do here is they would take a look at some of these fan-made characters, actually, not just fan art, but fan-made characters, which are called OCs, which is pretty much standard as to which you can probably think of what it means. It stands for original characters, and some of them are pretty bad, some of them are pretty bad. But yeah, they would take a look at these and they would just review them. They would give them some rather constructive criticism. They would talk about what these people need to do better to make these characters look a bit better. They would talk about some things they don't like and some things they can maybe improve on, whether it be color, style, overall just anything else. And yeah, they would just do that. And you're probably wondering, like, what's wrong with that? It just seems like, what's wrong with just actual constructive criticism and not just some guy, just talking shit. Well, I'll tell you why. It's because their title is very misleading for the most part. Oh, geez, Billy, you're the one to talk. How are they misleading? Your channel's named Unorthodox Reviews. How come you're not talking shit about yourself, huh? If you hate all these review channels that mislabel themselves, then how come you don't talk shit about yourself, huh? If you hate one thing, you gotta hate everything about it, right?
If you're gonna hate somebody for that type of shit, you gotta hate everybody for that type of shit.
Okay, I can see where you're getting at, and I might have to disagree just a little bit because my name being Unorthodox Reviews is sort of intentional. It was meant to poke fun at the channels that name themselves like Prestige Gaming, Prestige Reviews, or Supreme reviews or some shit, and you would click on their videos and they're all pretty much just amateurishly made, or the guys gaming would just mostly suck at it. So yeah, I kind of wanted to poke fun at those channels and just maybe just draw people in, like wondering if they're gonna see like some crazy ass shit when it's actually just normal. So it was pretty much just a satire on some of these other channels that name themselves just outrageous things when it's not really all that outrageous. But yeah, so what's so misleading about your OC sucks? When you say something sucks, you're pretty much saying that it's not good, but in a rather blunt and sort of mean way. It's kind of hard to say that something sucks in a nice way unless you're talking about a vacuum. But it's kind of not. It's very tricky to say something sucks. Blame, don't not sugarcoat it, saying like, oh, I don't think that's very good, but outright just say this thing sucks. It's kind of hard. I mean, you're not gonna go up to an art festival, find an artist painting, and just tell them that thing sucks in front of their face, because it's most likely gonna like make them a little bit it's gonna be a little bit rude. Everyone around's gonna think you're an asshole, and the artist is gonna think you're just kind of a dick. And unfortunately, these guys don't really, they're not really too blunt about the reviews. They have I guess the most ironic part about them is they have a series called Your OC Sucks, all while having really bad OCs themselves, which is just sort of like the main irony with these people right here. It's just pretty much the same thing pointing out in the comments saying, hey guys, why are you talking shit about these OCs when your OCs are pretty ugly too? And that's sort of like one of the main issues on their channel for the most part, is that everyone just kind of like, they don't really watch the video, and they automatically assume these guys are going to be talking shit about the OCs, even though most of it is just neutered and watered down. They go instantly in the comments and say, it's not nice to talk about people's OCs because they're very creative and they should not be, criticized whatsoever. And that brings up another problem within the fandom, which I'm going to bring up later, but not right now. But these people just don't watch the videos, and if they did, then they'll understand that their title sort of is sort of like missing the mark, and they're not really delivering on their your OC sucks thing. They're more or less just saying your OC's not very good, and we're gonna tell you why in a very kind and civilized way. But this still brings a question, Billy. Why is it so misleading? How is this channel misleading? I mean, if people are gonna watch it, they're gonna watch it because maybe they think they're gonna talk about it critically. Well, the thing is, the reason it's gonna be misleading is just due to the fact that the fandom is overall a rather positive place. And back in the heyday, which is around when this thing was kind of popular, which was around 2012, 2013, give or take. Yeah, they were really kind of up their own ass about them being a good fandom and being some of the best fandom in the world. I think I said some of the best fandom, which I tried to say was some of the best fandoms, but it didn't come out right. But yeah, they were up their own ass talking about how they were sort of like the best out there. They were artistic. They made videos on about this stuff. They even made music. They made their own original music. And they didn't just draw. They also had plushies out there, but those are a different story. They were just really cancerous, because then like after this, even if they were acting like complete assholes, they would say, we're not that bad because no other fandom donates to charity. We donate to charity. How are bronies bad guys? I mean, you should take a look at these other fandoms. They're assholes too. But guess what, you guys are being kind of assholes too. But they would always hide it under like a veil of them being, a love and tolerate bullshit, when in reality it was more of just like it was pretty much volatile from the inside out. So yeah, with all this positive talking about their fandom, everyone's saying how the brony fandom is some of the best fandom out there. It was getting kind of tiring for some people, and some people just wanted sort of like an escape, and some people wanted at least somebody to talk about how shitty the fandom was. And of course, mostly on YouTube, a lot of the videos weren't really talking too much about the fandom itself. It was mostly just talking about how good some of the episodes were, even though some of them may have not been the best ones out there. It was just sort of like that. There's not really any negative talking, but however, there was some of those few wayfarers, some of those that would sort of break from the mold. They would break the norm again. They broke the norm the first time by by watching a show for little girls, but then they broke it again by saying negative things about the show for little girls. Some of these names that were included but are not limited to are Digibrony. However, he wasn't too good of a reviewer. He kind of would compare a lot of the stuff to anime, which was sort of not really the best comparison. Like a Canadian show about colorful ponies compared to Japanese animation. Probably not the best. Probably not the best comparison you can come up with too. So yeah, he was kind of a shitty critic, and he ended up changing his name to Digibro because I guess he didn't want to be involved with the fandom anymore. So he just left. And he was sort of out of the picture now. And then we also had another name. This guy was Tommy Oliver. However, he also went rogue and he was kind of like Digibrony, but he would just sort of find more ways to nitpick. He wouldn't find legit reasons to hate something or just legit reasons to call something bad. He would just sort of make up his own reasons, which sort of got on everybody's nerves eventually, and he just ended up leaving in a rather childish rant about how the fandom's been stifling him and how it's just limiting his career or some shit. But since we're on topic right here, Tommy Oliver's OC, this thing sucked. And then we have the infamous and well-known Jerry Pete, as he was known back then. Nowadays he's known as Lily Pete because he sort of made a transition from a male to female, even though he's still kind of a male. But that's a different story. Jerry P was probably one of the more well-received critics out there. Kind of an insult calling him critic now, but yeah, he was probably one of the more well-received analysis channels out there when it came to talking about the fandom and the show. And he had a pretty good standing for a while. But then of course, this breath of fresh air was going to turn toxic. And you sort of started to figure out that that Lily P was kind of an asshole.
And neglect and teaching children to just ignore those things and suck it up when it's happening to them. Well, let's just say if I were the one who had to look over these scripts before approving them, their respective writers would be picking their teeth up off the floor.
I would have included for no good reason, but there was really no good reason for including him. Since he's just dumb. So Billy, it's a nice list you have and all about talking about how the fandom was positive and how it needed some people talking out about it because it was not really as positive as everybody said it was. But yeah, but what did this have to do with Your OC Sucks? It's kind of confusing. Well, the thing that was wrong with this was that once everybody was running out of channels that were kind of good, that talked that brought up some of the negative aspects within the fandom, they needed somewhere to go. They needed someone to actually talk about this stuff. And they would maybe receive Your OC Sucks in the recommendations and would think this seems like a good channel to talk about. Maybe these guys actually talk about how some of these artists aren't as good as they think they are. Maybe you clicked on it. Maybe they clicked on it and maybe they thought it was kind of shit. And I'll admit, guys, it's these videos are their videos are long. Their videos are long, and most of them aren't really the most exciting thing to listen to. So you can only imagine your disappointment once you click on a video, expecting there to be some sort of a humorous take on why some of these OCs aren't the best OCs out there. But once you click on these videos, you get this.
I think the story doesn't fit or fill to what the grand interests that this pony is. The fact that it's an alien, you could have had it be literally anything, but the fact that this is this weird, nebulous looking pony thing, I'm that's really interesting. I want to know more about that fact. Aesthetically, I think this pony is really, 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 really interesting and a great concept that I've never seen before. Well, other than the latest episode that was
the Tantabus.
The Tantabus being the nebulous pony that I don't know.
And just to add a bit more salt to this wound, you realize that their videos are they're all almost over an hour, and some of their earlier videos they were so long they got split up into 2 30-minute sections. So yeah, you can see why I think that it's sort of a mislabeling, because they're not as harsh as their title says they are. They're more or less watered down. They're not bad dudes, which is kind of it's sort of look. First off, I'm not saying that constructive criticism is bad, But when you name your series something like this, you better at least include some rather funny humor talking about how bad some of these OCs are, all while giving tips to make it better. But in this one, you're just talking about how they need to do better, and you're not really adding any humor or anything, just talking about how bad they look. So yeah, maybe just a change in title of your series, and then maybe a change of concept, because I don't think the how you call it, the podcast setup isn't really the best way to do it, because it seems more disorganized, and it drags on for a lot longer than it needs to, because it's mostly just rambling. And I kind of think a more scripted, put together series of you guys talked about the OCs would probably work out a lot better. And yeah, I'm not gonna talk shit about you guys, because you guys seem like alright dudes. Maybe except for this dude right here.
And one of the things that's been bugging me, like, every day, is the fact that this is the only machine that I can find that has Dr. Pepper in it, but it doesn't take card. Common fucking elevator etiquette is that, you call an elevator, the door is open, you wait for a second to see if anybody is getting off, and then you enter. You don't just barge right on through on the fucking lobby level where everybody who was going to get off is probably getting off. So, fuck that guy.
I don't really agree with coloring your beard. It just seems it's not right. A beard's not meant to be colored. It's meant to be there because you want to shave. So yeah, guys, that was the first episode of Fandom Follies. I hope you guys enjoyed, because I sort of more or less didn't enjoy it, because sure, they may have messed up. The folly was that they mislabeled their series, and they just maybe fucked up on the concept just a little bit, because the podcast thing and the whole hangout thing is not really the most fun thing to listen to if it's not really that entertaining. But yeah, they didn't. I don't feel like they deserved it, because they're not really toxic in general. They don't do a lot of asshole-ish things, because for the most part, all the critique they're giving there is constructive. It's not just them talking shit for the sake of talking shit. And yeah, I just don't feel like they deserve to be on this list. Maybe someone else was more worthy, but I kind of wanted to start off more slow, just to pick up the pace as we go. And yeah, I don't wish any ill intentions or ill will against them. So just don't take this as an attack piece, because it's not. Just overall critiquing them. But yeah, as I said, if you guys enjoyed the video, give it a like down there. If you guys want to see more of what I have to do, including the other stuff that I have to do other than these Fandom Follies, hit the subscribe button down there. And yeah, I heard this new thing going on there. That's something, that I guess everyone's saying now. But yeah, also hit the bell if you guys want to. If you guys want to know whenever I upload a new video. And yeah, that little bell thing will be going off maybe every few months, if you're lucky. But, if you guys want to click on the subscribe button, hit the bell, like the video, go ahead, feel free to do so. If you guys don't, then it's just fine. But if you guys actually subscribe to my channel, then that'd be nice, since I know which people actually watch the video. And if you guys would like, you guys can go down there in the comment section and just, talk shit about the video. Tell me how it was bad, and tell me maybe how we can improve on it. But that's optional. You can also just leave a random insult saying, "Oh, fucking dickhead, fuck you," something like that. Or if you guys want to help out a little bit more, you guys can point out other fandoms that are overall toxic, just so I can talk about them and just bring them up here. But as you guys are doing that, hopefully, I'm gonna be making my way out, because I've been here for rather too long, and I'm just overextending this outro. So yeah, give it a like, subscribe, comment, and yeah. As for me, I'll see you guys next time. So yeah, catch you guys later. This whole last part is just for maybe a video I'm going to be making later, popping up right here. The update from maybe a month ago. I don't know. Any video is going to pop up there. Maybe the guy's channel is going to pop up here, so just so you guys can take a look at what I'm talking about. I don't know.